Hey guys, in this video, we'll be discussing how to follow up with clients who haven't responded back to you. A lot of times when we send an estimate, we won't hear anything back. Typically, we give them about 2 weeks. We will hear back from people within 2 weeks, most of the time. Sometimes they'll respond back a month, 2 months later, but if you want to get some feedback from someone, we wait 14 days after sending the estimate. So what I'm going to show you is what those emails would look like and some things you can do, especially if you need work and you're like, oh, I really need a job, or you have a sudden opening and you don't have much work lined up. Here's some strategies we like to use. So the person's name is Nancy. Say she hasn't responded back. It's been over 14 days. I would say, hi, Nancy. Hope you're doing well. I love feedback from my clients so I can better serve them. I was curious if you had any feedback for the estimate I sent you the other week. No rush on our part. Have a great day. I like to keep it short and succinct because I like to start off with, I love feedback from my clients so I can better serve them. It's just a nice way to say, hey, I would love, some answer, and just saying that you're curious if you had any feedback for the estimate. And then no rush. I find a lot of times when you say no rush, they'll kind of takes the pressure off of them and they will respond back. So sometimes they say, oh, sorry, I haven't gotten back to you. So-and-so was going on. My cat died and I can't, the work looks great. Let's go forth and do it. Other times they'll say, oh, we kind of got 2 other estimates and you were priced a little high. And if they say that, I like to say, okay, well, percentage wise, where were we? Because if you did provide an estimate, you should be able to find out where you were in regards to other people, and that gives you better feedback and data. So, hey, okay, I'm a little high doing these estimates, and if you do see this as a pattern, if you're always the high guy, you either have to sell yourself better or maybe bring your prices a little down. But if you're always low, sometimes we didn't get the job because we were the lowest priced and we seemed too cheap. If you find out you're the lowest, then sometimes you can bring your price a little higher. And so another option that I see is if you have a gap in your schedule and this person hasn't responded back to you, sometimes I'll say, if you offer them a 10% discount if they haven't gotten back to you at all, I'll say, or any discount whatsoever, I'll say, hey, Nancy, same person, hope all is well in your neck of the woods. We have a sudden opening in our schedule next week and are looking to fill it. If you would be interested in scheduling the work next week, we would be happy to offer you a 10% discount. No worries if that doesn't work out for you. Have a great day, Josh. Sometimes I'll send this out when they haven't responded back at all, or if it's been a month or 2 months. This is nice because if you really need to fill a gap in your schedule, a lot of times it is price. And if you say, we'll give you a 10% discount for this week, it puts a little urgency in it. And it's a good way to bring in, I'd rather bring in 90% of a job than 0 if you have nothing else lined up. And that's a nice way to generate some business. And this has worked. And you can do a cash discount if you want. I'm not going to talk to your IRS agent or your accountant if you report that or not, but that is an option. Or you can offer a 20% discount, 15, 50%, whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. It's just more of, would you want to work for that price? And do you need the money? Do you have bills to pay and you need some money or some extra spending cash? It's up to you. Finally, and what I've found is sometimes if you're willing to take payments over time, that people will take the job because not many contractors are willing to do this. It's also great if you don't have work and you're like, hey, it would be nice to get, if it's a $3,000 job, to get payments over a period of 3 months, because $1,000 over 3 months is better than $0. So here's that email. And I've had this work a couple times. Say it's to the same person, Nancy. So I say, hi, Nancy. I hope you're enjoying this sunny day. We have a sudden opening in our schedule at the end of the week and are trying to fill it. If you're interested in having the work done, we'd be happy to take payments over a 3-month time span. And then I wrote an example: April pay $1,000, May pay $1,000, June pay $1,000. If not, no worries. Have a wonderful week. This one's a little interesting because you're kind of acting like they don't have the money to pay you. But if you look at most things, people finance almost everything. They finance their home, they finance their car. And if it's a big job, like a $10,000 job, $15,000, $20,000 job, most of the time they're writing a straight check for that. They can't take credit cards. So why not offer payments if you're willing to take it? You just have to do something that you would be willing to do. and cover your materials. If you have $5,000 worth of materials, you might need to get $10,000 the first month, $5,000 the next month, $5,000 the next month if it was a $20,000 job. I've had this work where I've extended payments probably over a 5 or 6 month span, and it did work. It helped us stay busy in a slow season, and it does nice. And it's nice getting those payments once you actually finish the job. So those are some options I like to use. I love getting feedback if you're really interested in the job. If you don't care about the job and you don't want to hear from them, just don't respond. That's why I'm doing this one. Jeremy's like, meh, I don't need to have them. They need to come to me. So that's why, because I'm the person who writes these emails. Jeremy's like, take it or leave it. That's what he says. But anyway, it's nice, especially if you need some work or you do have a sudden schedule change, to go back to your clients, because a lot of times they did want the work done and you don't know the reason. It's good to find the reason, and it's great to get feedback from your clients, and they can help you out in the future. So now you know how to drum up some work and respond via email to people who haven't gotten back to you.